it's your girl Dupre. I just wanted to show you guys how I managed to semi-accomplish this half-cut crease. I know you guys saw my cut crease fail, but I mean, it still turned out to be a good look. So I was doing this look the other day and I managed to like I hope I'm in focus. Like, there's nothing worse than filming a video and being out of focus, I'll tell you that much. If I'm not in focus, I apologize. I hope I'm in focus. But anyways, and I did this look on myself the other day and I thought, why not show you guys? I haven't played with purple, I don't think, on my channel yet. So this is like a purpley gold look. I forgot to tell you guys the lip that I'm wearing. So what I'm wearing is, I have ColourPop's Trap on my lips, and then in the center I have Maybelline's Blushing Beige. So this is a liquid lipstick, and then I just put this on the center. And the lashes I'm wearing are just like dollar lashes from Shop Miss A, which you guys know I love. So I did use some products. I did get into the Makeup Revolution highlighters in this thing. I know I used the blush before in my full face of first impressions, but I did use the highlighter, and I think it came out pretty good. And you guys know my new favorite highlighter is this LA Girl Strobe Cream, or Strobe Light, whatever it's called. And I also have that pretty much half this look. Wherever you see gold on my eyes is the highlighter. And I put white in my waterline. I thought it was recording, but it wasn't. So I'm using the eyeliner in Exit, I think it's called, from ColourPop. And I think this look turned out pretty well. I tried to do my full face, well, not my full face, but like I did my foundation and my concealer, and then I was baking while I did the eyes so that this tutorial wouldn't be 50 minutes, which I hope it's not. I'm really trying to shorten down my tutorials, because who wants to sit there and watch me do makeup for an hour? I mean, I can watch myself, but do you guys really want to watch me? I don't know. I had some mishaps because my eyes have like watering problems, and I think that this Urban Decay setting spray, I think the scent of it, if I use it like on my eyes, because I did spray some on my brushes to get this high impact pigment, I think it also like helps enable my watering situation, which is not that great. So I will be going back to MAC Fix Plus very soon, because all of these scented setting sprays are just making my eyes so sensitive. I don't know what's going on, but I really love this look, and I hope that you guys do too. And don't get used to my baseball cap. I just have to take my hair down and I haven't gotten to it yet, so this is what we're going with. I'm really pleased with this look, and I hope you guys are also. So just keep on watching if you want to see how I got this look. Okay, so like I said before, my makeup is, or my foundation and concealer is done. So I just am baking while I prep my eyes, and to prep them I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I just blended it out with my Real Techniques. And now to set that all down, nothing new here. I'm using the Ben Nye Translucent Setting Powder, and this is just a fluffy Morphe brush. Just to let you guys know, there's going to be a lot of Morphe products in this video. I didn't mean for that to happen, but I mean, it just is what it is. I use a lot of blending, and I really have a lot of blending Morphe brushes, so it is what it is. So I'm setting down the powder and just making sure that we have a smooth surface to start with. And for this look, I'm using the Morphe 35P palette. I'm pretty sure this is still on the website, but I did get it a long time ago. It's just like all of their plums and purpley shades. I'm going to be taking that light transition shade and mixing it with the dark transition shade. And I'm just like dabbing back and forth, and I'm using a 2-to-1 ratio. So I go in with the light shade, then the medium, then the light, like dabbing my brush into the palette, if you know what I mean. And I'm just blending this out with a Morphe brush. I'm not going to get into specifics because you guys have seen me use these same brushes in basically all my tutorials. Just know that it's a Morphe blending brush. Once that is all down, I'm taking my BH Cosmetics 101 brush, and I'm dipping into that plummy shade and that dark purpley shade, again mixing it with an even ratio this time. And I'm going to put that a little bit lower than that first shade, or those first two shades if you want to call it that, but still making sure it's going to be a smooth transition from one to the other. I'm slowly building this up. I'm like lightly tapping into both of those shades, and there is a lot of inconsistency in this palette, which is why I had to slowly build it up.
The dark purpley shade was really smooth, but the darker shade had like a rough texture when I swatched it, and I feel like that dark purpley shade was a little bit more dry and like a little bit harder to work with, but it still was working. And I just go back in with the first blending brush we used with no additional product, just to smooth out those edges. And now I'm going in with the white shade. I'm not the hugest fan of this white shade in the palette. In my opinion, it's not that pigmented as you can see here. It was very underwhelming, but it did coexist with the look I was going for, so I guess it worked out. And I'm just using this on a no-name fluffy type of angular brush just to bring down that purple. It really makes sure that all of the dark and all of the smoke is really just concentrated on my eyelid and not on my brow bone. And now I'm just taking the Tarte Shade Tape Concealer, and I'm going to be taking a flat synthetic brush. Actually, it's angled, an angled synthetic brush. I apologize. And I'm going to cut out the inner half of my crease. Now, I do have hooded eyes, so I am going up a little bit further. So you'll see me slowly inch closer and closer to my designated like cutoff point. The problem I had with the first cut crease I tried to use is that I was following my natural crease line, and it was so low that you really couldn't do anything with it. So with this time, I decided I was going to go up higher. And now I'm taking a fluffier synthetic brush, and I'm just like blending that out there, so that way one side doesn't have more product than the other, and it'll make the color stick to it more easily. On top of that, I'm going to go in with the lightest purple shade in the palette. This is a shimmer shade. It's very, very smooth, really crumbly, has a lot of kickback, but it still works. And I'm going to put that directly over the concealer. I'm not setting the concealer first. I'm going to put it directly over the concealer. And I find that if you're using shimmery shades or glittery shades, not setting your concealer will actually help with the pigment to stick. A matte shade, I find that doesn't really matter, but with shimmery shades, I like to do that. I also sprayed it with some of the Urban Decay setting spray, just to intensify it a little bit. You'll also see me throughout the video go in with my finger too, just to get different sort of intensities on this eyelid, and just trying to see what will make this purple pop even more than it already does. Also, I recommend, if you guys are doing any sort of cut crease where you're using concealer, to do one eye at a time, because you don't want that concealer creasing if you're not setting it while you do the other eye. Now I'm going in with that flat brush, and I just took some more of that darker color just to sort of bring dimension back into my inner half of my eye, because I felt like I really went over it when I did the concealer, which is the purpose, but I just wanted a little bit more of a defined color transition.
It's delicious.
Now that I have that all set and ready on my eyelid, I'm going to be going in with this darker purpley shade in the palette, and I'm going to take that on a fluffier flat shading brush, and I'm going to put that on my outer corner just to intensify it a little bit more than what it was. I forgot to really blend out the edges on camera, but I do that off camera, so don't worry about that. You'll also see me go in with my finger on this too, just to get the perfect blend of those two shades, because as you can tell, they are vastly different. Now I'm taking this very, very small defining brush, and I'm going to go in with the LA Girl highlighter in the color Watt, and I'm going to put that on my inner corner, and I'm also going to exaggerate that onto the eyelid a little bit, because I really liked that I had this transition of colors. I had this white goldish shade, and then I had this purplish shade that goes into a dark purplish shade. It really translated well after I did my eyelashes and eyeliner and all of that. And you guys know that I love this highlighter, so any chance I get to use it, I will. I also end up using that highlighter and putting it on my brow bone. I don't know if I show that in the video or not, but that is what I ended up doing. Going to the face, I thought it was recording, but it wasn't, so I already sort of half set my face with the Airspun powder. Now I'm going in with the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I haven't used this bronzer in so long. And I'm going to use it on an angled contour brush. And I'm just going to add some warmth to my skin. I already cream contoured before I did the video, and I really like the way that this bronzer looks after I cream contour. It just, I mean, you guys will see in the end, it just makes my skin look so flawless. Really makes it look like I have cheekbones when we all know I do not. So anyways, I just blend that out, and I'm gonna do my forehead also because you can't leave that out even though it's hiding behind a baseball cap. And then I like to lightly contour my nose. I don't really get too heavy into it. I also cream contoured my nose earlier, so there's no need to get heavy into it. And then I'm making a fake jawline because it's not existent and you have to get that existent. I'm going in with my now powdery Makeup Revolution palette, and I'm going to take the same blush I used in my full face of First Impressions, and I'm going to put that on my face, not directly on my actual cheek, but cascading outwards towards it. And I'm also going to clean up that contour again, just a little bit, with a brush that I used that had like small little, like a little bit of powder on it. And now I'm just setting that all down because a lot of powders were just used with the Urban Decay All Nighter spray, and I'm just fanning that off. Nikki Tutorials gave me that tip and I am taking it to heart, so that is what I'm doing. Jumping back into the eye, you guys can see what I'm talking about with my eye watering problem. Don't worry about that concealer issue. I end up fixing it off camera. I'm going to take the first two shades that I used, well, the dark two shades that I used in my crease, and I'm going to take it on this angled brush, and I'm going to put that really close to my waterline, really close, because I don't want it to be too smoked out and like turn this look from classy to trashy. Here I fixed my eyelids off camera. Now we're back to being pretty. My eyes have always had this watering problem. I don't know what's wrong with them. It only happens when they feel like it. It's not every day, so. And now I'm taking those first two transition shades and I'm going to smoke that out and also blend out those darker purpley shades on my lower lash line as well. And then I'm going to take that same flat shading brush that I used to apply the shimmery shadow, and I'm going to take that same shimmery shadow and put it on the inner part of my waterline just to sort of match what's going on up top with the bottom. And you guys can see the watering problem. What I like to do is just wait till my eyes are done watering and then fix it. I'm gonna go back in with that LA Girl highlighter in Watts, and I'm just putting that on my inner corners to really brighten it up. And I did show you guys that I put on my brow bone. So yay, look at me being sufficient at tutorials. Now I'm going to put, or I did put, the Exit ColourPop eyeliner that I was talking about in the beginning of the video on my eyes that I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. I'm going to take that pinkish, goldish, we'll call it a rose gold highlighter in that Makeup Revolution palette, and I'm going to put that basically all over my face. I'm putting it on the high planes of my cheekbones, on the side of my forehead, on my nose, on my cupid's bow, on my chin, on my forehead, above my eyebrows. Basically just taking a bath in this highlighter because I put it on and instantly fell in love. I went ahead and did my eyeliner and put on lashes, and I also put on my lipstick that I told you guys about in the beginning of the video off camera. And here is the finished look. Look at your girl in slow-mo. Yeah. You guys, this is one of my favorite looks that I have done so far. I'm not the hugest purpley fan, but it did turn out well. Thank you guys so much for watching. We got this video down to 15 minutes, so I deserve a thumbs up for that accomplishment. And I will see you guys in my next video. Enjoy. Bye.